talking. Beat your ass and hide the Bible with God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and certified boogeyman. I'm the one that up the soul with him. Walking down the whole time I know it got some.
Whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today. But if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me and then go on through our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at the link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.hughes1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It's channel gboot2786. All right? I'll holla. Peace. Grabbing a hole and still deep. I can go further, I promise. Ain't that he pressed in for bitches, you Malibu. Ain't no love boy, you poor boy. They're not like he did it for the culture. LA, what's up, my family? Hold on. Oh, he did it for the culture. What's going on? What's going on? All my family that's out there in LA. My folks just came back from LA. Welcome. LA always keeps it real with me. What's going on? People in New York, people in Chicago, people in Florida, Miami, everywhere where you watching. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another exciting edition of Random Topic Thursdays, the hottest live stream in the cosmos. Hold on 1 second, family. Give me 1 minute. All right. So I had to get something to adjust the laptop here. We live, and I'm coming at you with 5. Welcome to another exciting edition of Random Topic Thursdays, and I'm joined by my colleague and friend Shawn James in a minute. We're going to get to him. Yesterday was Juneteenth, of course, and I had to play that because we're going to talk about that tonight from what you saw in the thumbnail. This is Black Music Month. Yesterday was Juneteenth, and I thought it was fitting that Kendrick Lamar today gets our Black Music Month moment for what he did in LA, because all of that has been trending on my timeline everywhere. Kendrick Lamar did a pop-out concert at the old Forum in Los Angeles where the Lakers used to play at, and I think it was a sold-out crowd. By the looks of everything that you saw, the stadium was filled to capacity, and everybody and everyone you can think of was there showing out for Kendrick Lamar. And about 5 times. So everybody's been tripping about it. Of course, you know that diss, They Not Like Us, is a diss against Drake. He and Drake have had a rap beef, but I don't call it a rap beef. When one person is winning, I think that's a landslide. And joining me right now, ladies and gentlemen, to talk more about this is our brother and friend, Mr. Shawn James. Shawn is the author of The Man Crisis and The Woman Crisis, as well as the John Haynes series. Good evening, Shawn.
Good evening, Gavin. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Oh, I got to shout out all my family that's watching on Rumble, Facebook, and X. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, you're smashing up the likes right now. Make sure you hit the notification bell when we go live. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And also, donate. The YouTube has us on a demonetization. So if you please would donate to the Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle, it'd be appreciated. Brother Shawn, if you want to do a plug-in right now is the time.
The SJS Direct 2024 catalog is now available in paperback and digital format at online booksellers. And you can pick up all 3 of the books of the SJS Direct 2024 catalog: John Haynes' Illuminati, ISIS Dark Incubus, and Esteem Horror in the Hamptons, in paperback at Amazon.com, or in digital format at online booksellers like Drafted Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, the iBookstore, and even some big box retailers like Walmart and Target.
Shawn, that's good. Now, Shawn, I want to talk about what happened the other day. Yesterday was Juneteenth. Do you celebrate Juneteenth?
No, not really.
I mean, okay, well, not really. Well, Kendrick Lamar had a cold pop-out concert that was yesterday, like I explained. And by the looks of things, it was a huge success. Amazon Music, I believe, were the executives that put on the concert, because I didn't know where to watch it at first, but it appears it was on Amazon Music. If you were able to have, I think, Prime or so forth, you could watch it. And he performed. I'm sure you're familiar, though. You've heard about Kendrick Lamar.
I haven't heard of him. Don't even know anything about him.
You really?
No, I don't know anything about this guy.
That doesn't surprise me, because I know you stay busy with writing books and don't not necessarily follow the hip hop game. I don't know if you follow hip hop. Oh.
I haven't followed it since the 90s.
Okay, well, Kendrick Lamar is arguably the hottest rapper in the world today. And he and Drake have had a little beef. Although Drake has put some stuff out, but Kendrick Lamar put some things out. And this They Not Like Us basically is a diss to Drake. Now, I'm sure you've heard. Have you heard of Drake?
I've heard a little about him, but I don't really pay that much attention to him.
All right. So all of Los Angeles, what I was showing, basically showed up for what Kendrick Lamar, like what B1 Beauty Supply said. She says, not sure if y'all get the beauty and seriousness of the performance. I love this. There could have been a serious loss of life if Negroes weren't on one accord. Cali don't play. Yeah, California, they were all one last night. Now, what happened is that he gave this performance at the pop-out concert. I have some pictures and videos. No, I wasn't there. A lot of people showed up dancing on stage when he was doing the They Not Like Us. I mean, Drake literally got somebody called Drake's family because they got funeral arrangements tonight.
The wake is gonna be on Sunday. He's already been buried. They're just gonna do the wake informal stuff on Saturday. I mean, damn. DJ Academics was hating on him. Academics saw Russell Westbrook, YG, and others dancing on stage with DeMar DeRozan.
Whole time I know he got
Westbrook, you'll never win a ring, nigga. You'll never win a ring.
on him.
That Academics was hating. Yeah, record. SZA was there. SZA was actually there. She actually came incognito to watch the performance. Everybody saw it. So just to let you know, so there's rap beef, and this is a black music moment, Shawn. I'm sure you're familiar, of course, because when you were listening to hip hop, rap beefs are formula of hip hop. It's part of it, right? So like people that do diss tracks, that's been going on from the beginning of hip hop, right?
Yeah, it's been around.
Yeah, so this one is one, I guess, the most popular and famous now because Drake, I find Drake is the one who is pushed by mainstream media. He's talented in some ways. I like some stuff he's done. I'm not gonna lie, but I get tired of his phony ass singing. What's going on, Tylene? But this was our black music moment. LA didn't come, LA came to play. So, Shawn, what they're saying is, and I'm going to read, if you got a comment about it, you can. But there were over 16,000 fans. I said 17,000. I think it's set close to 17,000 that were out there. They had Tyler the Creator, all California musicians you could think of, from Roddy Ricch, Ty Dolla $ign, Steve Lacy, Tyler the Creator, Black Hippie, and Dr. Dre came out. So this is USA Today. And by the way, for those worried about me playing They Not Like Us, my understanding, Kendrick Lamar removed the copyright, so people have been playing it everywhere on it. Fair use, by the way, YouTube. So this is many of the biggest names in music have released songs featuring lyrics. So they've taken jabs over the years. Copyright for that. So yeah, Dr. Dre came out and did Still Dre. And people are saying there was unity. Yeah, there was no violence, nothing that occurred. People just came and showed up and enjoyed the show. Shawn, I know you said you don't follow Kendrick Lamar, but let me just ask you, just the aesthetics, seeing black people on cold, do you think there's something positive that comes out of stuff like this?
Well, I don't know if anything positive comes out of it because with the entertainment industry, a lot of these entertainers are bought and paid for by the media arm of white supremacy. So I really can't say much about these entertainers because a lot of times they will just put out a stunt like this to get your attention. And then what they will do is swerve and use it to be forwarding some sort of agenda. So when it comes to these entertainers, I just really am very careful about saying anything about them because a lot of these guys, they play sides, again, for the entertainment industry, and they're not really about any sort of black empowerment at all.
Well, you got a point on that. But LA They love Kendrick Lamar right now, man.
Yeah, he's the flavor of the month, and then they'll turn on him in just as quick.
Well, I think fame can be here in a minute and be gone at the same time. But as of right now, yeah, he's taking over. I follow the music industry, as you know. I like watching hip hop, so that's interesting what's going on to see that. And I know my people in LA are happy about it. I haven't seen our brother Black Voltron. I know he's happy about it. I'm going to tell you something about a black hip hop moment. I'm going to do another hip hop moment. I actually got a shout out, a like from Flavor Flav, because my black music moment yesterday was about Public Enemy. So that was a trip to get that. I mean, Chuck D even follows me. But yeah, Flavor Flav actually liked my comment. So I had to play around a little bit with it. I was like, yeah, boy. Public Enemy. I know you remember that group.
Yeah, I remember them.
Yeah. What were now I was around I was born around that time, but I don't, and I remember some stuff like 911 is a joke, but were you big into them?
Not really.
Was there any rapper you were big into?
Oh, not really many of them. I was busy with comics back then.
Oh. That's right. Well, yeah, man, but I had to shout that out. I had to start the show with that. But we're going to go ahead and get started, ladies and gentlemen, some other stuff. But L.A. and Kendrick Lamar, since yesterday was Juneteenth, and we're talking about this is the Black Music Month, is what happened in L.A. last night. The Black Music Month moment for tonight is Kendrick Lamar in Los Angeles. Y'all did it for the culture. Excuse me, I had to turn my fan off because it was affecting me from hearing you. So make sure y'all smash up the likes, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that notification bell. Shout out to you, Tylene, Danielle. All right. So, Shawn, let's talk about this. One of the main things I want to talk about tonight is this trial update. Now, we talked about this last week, but you know that Brian Steele, who's the attorney for Young Thug, was thrown into jail by Judge Glanvilee out in Fulton County, correct? And this past couple of days, his attorneys, Young Thug's lawyers, have been filing motions. Also, a writ of mandamus that's been filed, a petition to disqualify this judge and state a trial. That's something new that came up. So on yesterday, and we have video footage of it, Judge Glanvilee denied his motion, which is what they do. They hear a motion to recuse themselves from a case, and they end up denying it. Now, I personally think when judges do that, when that occurs, I think it should be heard by another judge, in my opinion, because if there's some allegation of bias or malfeasance, I don't think it's fair for the judge who's being accused of it to decide whether it's true or false, right? So we're going to go to this video right here. I'm going to play courtesy of Fox 5 Atlanta, and y'all going to hear fair use, by the way. It's going to play that. And Shawn, I'll let you tune in. Hold on.
County Superior Court judge denied Young Thug's lawyer's motion that the judge step down from the case.
But the fallout from the judge's alleged secret meeting with a witness is far from over. Newsnet reporter Rob D'Arienzo is here with a breakdown of another day of a testy day, we should say, in court, Rob.
Yeah, that's right, guys. And at the center of this meeting that the prosecutor and judge had with witness Kenneth Copeland in private without telling Young Thug's lawyer and the rest of the defense. The rapper's lawyers argue that the judge in this case is now a witness in this case.
I'm going to deny the motion at this point in time.
Chief Fulton County Superior Court Judge Gerald Glanville remained defiant in his courtroom Tuesday, tossing two motions to get him recused. The defense argues a meeting in the judge's chambers with prosecutors and witness Kenneth Copeland makes an impartial trial impossible.
Those kinds of meetings are highly disfavored. In fact, they really should never happen, but for the most, kind of emergent circumstances.
GSU law professor Anthony Michael Christ says the contempt charge the judge slapped Thug's lawyer Brian Steele with is also highly unusual. Steele accused the judge and DA of essentially coercing Copeland into testifying by threatening him with jail time.
So I've added this court to the witness list. I plan on calling the court as a witness in the trial.
Christ says that just adds so many layers to an already complex case.
You can't have a judge sitting as an adjudicator or as an impartial decision maker at a criminal trial who's also witness.
Judge Glanville had ordered Steele to spend the next 10 weekends in jail for bringing up that meeting with the witness in a testy exchange, but a higher court blocked that. While Steele has asked for a mistrial several times, Christ says it's not going to help his client.
And by and large, a mistrial would mean that they're probably going to be tried again. And that means a lot more time in court and a lot more time in pretrial detention.
The professor says the defense can also ask a higher court to review the motion to recuse Glanville through what's known as a writ of mandamus.
When I cross-examine Mr. Copeland when that day comes, I'm going to ask him about how much pressure, if any, the court put on him.
And the judge has agreed to release the transcript of that meeting with the witness with redactions to the defense. But with all of this, the jury most likely will not return to the courtroom until next week, guys.
I didn't know about that. Y'all heard that? The meetings with the witness, they're going to release to the defense, but they're retractions. Did you hear that, Shawn?
Yeah, I heard that.
The transcript is going to have retractions. So if he said something, why is it being retracted? If you had meetings with a key witness, everything that witness said should be fair game and should be shown to the defense, because that would be a Brady, what we call a Brady violation, which means Brady is when the state has a duty to perform anything, has a duty to disclose any discoverable information, even if it's favorable. Kyle's is another Supreme Court case. There are a couple of others off the top of my head, but Brady and Kyle's are the big main ones when it comes to discovery. And when you have the state involved, well, not just the state, but the court, meaning the judge, that's also problematic, because what does he know? Why was he there present with the witness and didn't allow the defense to testify? And in fact, I believe the writ of mandamus has been filed before the higher courts, the Court of Appeals, to look at in this case. And if it is granted, they likely will have to make the judge step down. And then this case is starting all over again. So, Shawn, what do you think and make of what's going on with the YSL trial, Judge Glanville and...
Well, it looks like a circus similar to the O.J. Simpson trial of 1995, 1994, I believe. And it looks like just a major disaster all around. I mean, this case looks like it's filled with judicial errors that if this case ever does complete in the 2 years that it's gone on, it's all going to get thrown out in appeals. So when I look at the way this judge has just basically mismanaged his court, he's basically made a case for this whole case to be thrown out, either with a mistrial or an order of a new trial, because by the time it gets to the jury, possibly this defendant would get acquitted based on just the poor handling of the arguments from the prosecution and the fact that he basically has just mismanaged this entire court. So this case basically is just, again, a complete failure all around. And I think that the whole judicial system in Atlanta needs an overhaul. I mean, this prosecutor is basically, the prosecutor's office is basically being run like a chicken shack, and it's not really being run like a court. And this judge is not maintaining order of the court. It's nothing but chaos going all around. So I see a good case for an appeal if there was a conviction. And if there's an acquittal, I really do see the courts basically wanting to take a look at this judge and find a way to get him off the bench, because clearly he isn't really running a court. He's allowed his court to be turned into a circus, and that circus is filled with judicial errors. And the judicial errors are possibly the reason why he may not be a judge for much longer after this case.
Yeah, and this is a guy who is a general in the Army. I mean, he's a judge advocate. So he's used to a brigadier general. He's used to people kissing his ass.
It doesn't work that way in the state court.
He's used to people saying, yes, sir, obeying him. And this judge, well, it doesn't work that way in the public with the private attorney. No. And here's the thing. The defense lawyers in Fulton County, Georgia, the defense attorneys are watching this. You know that?
Yeah.
They're watching this. These are elected. These are registered voters. That's the point. So when Judge Glanvilee goes up for re-election, he might have the backing of the Fulton County DA's office, but the public might be a different story.
Public is going to look at him and see him as incompetent for letting a courthouse get the courtroom to get that ridiculous.
It's not just incompetency; it's about impropriety.
Yeah, he violated a lot of law and made too many judicial errors.
The appearance of impropriety for a judge. As a judge, you're supposed to be neutral. You can't tip the scales.
Yeah.
If you are going to tip the scales, they really should be. They have to be tipped in favor of the defendant. Why? Because our Constitution says a person's innocent until proven guilty, and they have to be convicted beyond a reasonable doubt. Make sure you smash up the likes. Smash up the likes. Hit that notification bell. So the next thing, I think we talked last time. We probably didn't, Shawn, but did you happen? I'm going to get your opinion on this. Steve Harvey. Did you happen to see? You probably didn't. The video that's circulating with him and Vice President Kamala Harris.
I haven't seen that.
All right, I'm gonna play it for you because what's basically happened is Steve Harvey was with your Vice President Harris, and this is the video where he was doing an interview with her at the 100 Black Men Convention in Atlanta. So, as you know, she's coming out. It's election season, so it's no surprise that they come out there. But he spoke on the issue of reparations. So I'm going to just let you listen in carefully to what he has to say. Hold on.
To take up those contracts to do the work that is about building up our nation. So that's part of why I'm here.
Can you hear?
No, I can't hear it.
You can't?
No.
Of what we are doing, and that the Small Business Administration, as an example, and we have representatives here.
Can you hear now?
Nope, can't hear it.
All right, I'm gonna rewind. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on.
This is another part of this conversation because it affects us all. It's about housing, and another thing that you've been involved.
To take up those contracts.
So she was talking about economic opportunity, and of course they brought Steve Harvey to come out and talk and narrate because he's got to throw a little comedy in there so he could get y'all stupid asses who don't know damn better behind Kamala Harris, because we know y'all Negroes like to be entertained. So just pay attention with your country ass.
Into the economy, which will require for it to be meaningful, folks, to take up those contracts to do the work that is about building up our nation. So that's part of why I'm here, is to ask everyone here, help me get out the word of what we are doing, and that the Small Business Administration, as an example, and we have representatives here, we have the Deputy Secretary of Commerce here, the Deputy Secretary of Treasury here, help get the word out about what is available, because too often, like I said, Black folks are 3 times less likely to apply for these things. But we got to let people know that it's there so that they will apply and take advantage of what we are doing, including we have finally gotten rid of the prohibition on people with a criminal record being able to apply for SBA loans. We just got rid of that. So now, for those who are formally incarcerated or who have a conviction for a crime, that will no longer prohibit people from being eligible for small business loans. Help me get the word out. That's why I'm here.
Well, that's good, because might as well be a good small business loan, because you can be president too. We put on the record, so that's a nice exchange. Ain't that bad? You know, look, I've been reading this paper because I got to stay. I got a headache trying to stay on course. So just let me go off this paper for a minute. Before y'all start calling my radio show and DMing me, talking about why you ain't asked no hard-hitting questions, that is what this is. I'm throwing a lob. This is an alley-oop for a dunk, because this administration needs to get the word out of what they're actually doing and what they're actually accomplishing, so we can stop all this foolishness about what you're doing for Black people. Can't nobody come out with no agenda and call it just for Black people and expect to get in the White House. You got to play the game different. Y'all know what this is. So now this next question is another lob because they don't. Because they've done a lot, man. See, I'm on this radio show, and I'm hearing all these people talking about, I'm not voting, they're not doing nothing for us. Listen to me. If you do not vote, the analytics will show. They know how many women vote, they know the age you are when you vote. If we don't vote, how are we going to ask for something next time? If you ain't got no voting power, you talk about reparations. Ain't nobody finna give you no reparations and you don't vote. Well, you think they can give us some money? No, man. I hope they do. They owe us. I'll go down there.
It was sped up for a reason. That's what, because I was trying to avoid any copyright issues, Charlene. But Shawn, were you able to hear it?
Yeah, I was able to hear the bootlicks talking about how they're not about the black agenda and how they're not about reparations. This was just typical of these black bootlicks and trying to get you to take your booty to the poll to vote to get the same amount of nothing you got 4 years ago. That's what Steve Harvey is being recruited for, to be able to mesmerize and spellbind, especially these old Negroes, to get them to go take their booties to the poll, even though Joe Biden disrespected you way back even before he got inaugurated to become the next president of the United States. I mean, Joe Biden got a middle finger threw up at black people, at our civil rights misleaders, told them he was going to do nothing for you. And 4 years later, what he does is go out here and get the celebrities to try to con you into believing that you can get something by going out here and voting without an agenda. Now, everybody else has an agenda for them getting tangibles, but black people don't have an agenda. We're just supposed to take our booties to the poll and just go and vote for whoever, who's blue, no matter who, even though blue has done nothing for you. And they got Steve Harvey out here with the shaming language, trying to get black folks to act like a simp and think like a chump, just like he does. That's what's being done here. And again, got you out here with this shaming language, trying to shame you into saying, oh, because you're about black empowerment, if you don't vote, you won't be able to get anything next time. Well, here we are at the first time in 2020. We took our booties to the poll. We got nothing. And to go back again and vote again, that's the definition of insanity, doing the exact same thing and expecting a different result. Because when you have an agenda, one, you already picked the candidates who are going to represent you. Two, those candidates are directly accountable to you. So that's where Steve Harvey gets it all wrong. But most black folks, because they hear that, oh, it's a celebrity that said this, they think that you should vote for them. But no, we're in a new day. We've got new black media. And when it comes to new black media, we're all about getting tangibles for our vote. And this whole con job that they're trying to pull ain't going to work. And clearly by the poll numbers, it ain't working. And this basically shows that nobody cares about these celebrities, especially an old bootlick like Steve Harvey, an old Negro like Jason Black calls him. Old Negroes who already got theirs don't care about us. I mean, they got him and Ms. Word Salad, Kamala Harris, to try to run a game on us. But clearly, they don't understand economics or black empowerment like I do and people who watch new black media do. We see through this farce with this Steve Harvey, again, a guy who played black women with his Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man book, where he got them to think that they were thinking like men, but just got conned out of their money. And again, what they're trying to do is the same. He's trying to do is the same thing on a grand scale, con you out of your money that is your tax dollars by telling you, oh, go take your booty to the poll to keep voting for the same guy to get a same result. And again, this guy completely full of it. And as I listen to it, it just shows how desperate the blue party is to try to get an election won. But if you keep lobbing out old Negroes like this, it basically makes everybody look at them and say, hey, these guys don't really have a clue about anything, because this whole interview showed how out of touch the blue party is as related to black people's issues.
Right. And of course, this is at the 100 Black Men Conference. I'm a member of 100 Black Men locally here. I will say this, as I'm not surprised that they actually had this conference, to join certain groups, to join fraternities. One thing they want to know is if you're a registered voter. You don't have to tell them your party affiliation, but if you're a registered voter, and they try to get people out to vote. But of course, Normally, when it's to get black people out to vote, what group are they trying to get them to vote for? They try to get them to vote Democrat. They try to get them to vote Democrat. So there's no secret as to why Kamala Harris came out there. And I hope black people remember this is the same Kamala Harris 5 years ago who made Miss Vice President word salad, said, I'm not just going to do anything just for black people. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
She said this. She was asked flat out about reparations.
Do you support reparations for black people?
She didn't support.
They're not starting on equal footing. It will directly benefit black children, black families, black homes, because the disparities are so
5 years.
So listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No, because whatever benefits that black family will benefit that community and society as a whole in the country. Right?
No, wrong. You know why? Because black people, if it's the same thing, if you told people to start a race in the river, and you gave the white man has the yacht, Asian man has a canoe, Hispanic has a boat, the black man has a boat, has a raft with holes in it. That's the issue. You give me something, tell me to pull me by my straps and do it. A rising tide lifts all boats. Not if the boat has a hole in it. Not if it's a raft. If it's a makeshift raft with a hole in it, or it's split and broken, it's not going to work. And that's what's happened to black people in this country. Smash up the likes, y'all. Smash up the likes. I see Jason Black. He's been going live all week. The Black Authority, for some reason. I've never seen him do that. Usually he comes on the weekends. But he's doing a live on Steve Harvey, so maybe y'all can check it out after this. So let's talk. Last thing I want to talk about, though, Shawn, is what's going on. What's going on here in my neck of the woods of Louisiana? What's that? Oh, I'm doing my live stream right now. I'm doing my live. Sorry, y'all. Dad is back. And I don't know if y'all can hear. He's playing Morning again. That's all I hear every day. You know that song? Morning, Mr. Radio, playing with my Cheerio, whatever that. Morning, Mr. Paper Man, give me paper if you can. That's all that shit. Damn. Shawn doesn't like Al Jarreau. I don't think Shawn's heard of him.
I haven't heard much music in my life. I didn't grow up with that type of music.
In the 80s?
No, we didn't listen to too much music in my house.
Did your parents think it was devil's music?
Yeah, that's what they thought.
Oh, that's why? Okay.
Yeah.
Say no more. Smash up the like, smash up the like. So, Shawn, one of the last things I want to talk to you about tonight is what's going on in my neck of the woods here in Louisiana. Our governor, Jeff Landry, well, the state of Louisiana is 47th among all other states in the United States. Jeff Landry has signed a bill into law that will require the 10 Commandments to be placed in classrooms. Now, of course, there's always been this debate about the separations of church and state. And Governor Landry doesn't care. Now, I'm going to play part of a video just so everybody can listen to what's going on here. But Louisiana, is facing major backlash for it. They're the first state where schools are going to be required to show 10 Commandments. Of course, the ACLU is already trying to challenge it. So let's play a clip, a news article from this event. All right? Hold on. It's even made the news on national news because it was on The View, if people still watch that. So
this morning, Louisiana has become the first state to require the 10 Commandments be displayed in public classrooms, from kindergarten to publicly funded universities.
If you want to respect the rule of law, you got to start from the original lawgiver, which was Moses.
Governor Jeff Landry signing the bill, which requires a poster-sized display or framed document of the 10 Commandments to be installed by January. Landry says the law isn't just for religious reasons, but also for, quote, common cultural heritage.
Now I hope and I pray that Louisiana is the first state to allow moral code to be placed back in the classrooms.
Critics argue the law violates the separation of church and state.
We learned the 10 Commandments. We went to Sunday school. And as I said on the Senate floor, if you want your kids to learn the 10 Commandments, you can take them to church.
The ACLU plans to sue, arguing this law will make kids of different religious beliefs feel unsafe, saying politicians have no business imposing their preferred religious doctrine on students and families in public schools. Under the law, the state funds won't be used for the commandment displays. They'll be paid for by donations.
Similar bills have been proposed in other states, but ran into legal challenges. Decades ago, the Supreme Court struck down a similar law in Kentucky, but now, if challenged, this Louisiana law will go before a more conservative Supreme Court. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
Shawn, what do you think of the 10 Commandments being in schools?
Oh, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, it's basically the foundation for the laws of this country and the overall laws of the land. And it's basically could be there as related to that state if that's what the people want. Now, I don't know how long this is going to last as related to challenges from the courts, because the whole Constitution, again, separates church and state. But since this is being done by a private institution, I don't see how it could be challenged. I mean, it looks like they've covered all their steps in this case. And I doubt there'd be any controversy if somebody wanted to.
It's not a private institution.
I suppose, but I don't know. But the whole thing is people are paying for these doctrines to be put in place. And like any other publisher, they have a right to do that if they want. And again, that's just how they want to do things. And if that's what they want to do, that's the people have spoken. And you can't really go against that in a conservative state and with a conservative court system.
Well, it's definitely a conservative court system. We are a conservative state in Louisiana on some things. Certainly when it comes to things they deem moral, they are very conservative on that. I certainly I don't have a problem. Obviously, yeah, the 10 Commandments are both a code. It is religious. Obviously, we learned about it reading the Bible, but I guess you can say it is a moral code. There are things on the commandments that govern how we have a relationship with each other, which was adopted into laws by our states and by humanity. For instance, the idea of committing murder, the idea of bearing false witness against your neighbor. We have a law against that, perjury. We have laws against, although it's not a crime, against adultery in a civil setting, because that's grounds for a divorce. So there are guides to that, and there's a reason behind it. But I can tell you, Jeff Landry, I'll just say this as governor because you're not down here. He has been able to pass and get practically anything and everything he wants with this legislature. And he revitalized the criminal procedures. For instance, nobody's getting good time anymore. If you're in jail, you're not going to get good time. So he's going to make you serve time longer. This is a former police officer, by the way. He's just been acting like a king and monarch because nobody has the balls to challenge him.
Well, you might run into a challenge with this in the federal courts. So
I'm talking about in terms. Well, yeah, he may get. Well, if it goes to court, remember, like they said, we have a conservative Supreme Court.
Yeah.
So will they accept? Now, funny enough, some things they've ruled they have been liberal on, like the abortion drug. they actually didn't ban that. They reversed Roe v. Wade, but then they didn't ban this. Now, y'all know how I feel about Roe v. Wade. I've spoken against it because it didn't benefit black people. It certainly was designed, and real reason with abortion too is being promoted is because it's a form of population control. It has nothing to do with women's rights. Go look it up. Am I right, Shawn?
Yeah.
It's not. They don't care. Women still face low wages and get paid less than men. So it's not about women's rights. They want to break up the family unit, and that's what they're doing. So, anything else? Let's see. I have nothing else, Shawn, to talk about tonight. This was a short show.
All right.
I actually know that they're gearing up for the elections and so forth. We've talked a lot about it, but I've been calm. But if there's anything you want to talk about, why don't you tell us what your live stream, if you've decided, will be about tomorrow?
Well, the topic that's tentatively on the table is going to be talking about this plumber, Weapon X, who got fired. I'm going to be deconstructing him and the reason why he got fired and why he should have never gone on that talk show, the Pop the Balloon show.
Yeah, he said he had $100,000 in his bank.
I don't really believe that, because if he had $100,000 in his bank, he wouldn't have been on that show.
Yeah, I've seen it. But you know, a lot of that stuff is scripted too.
Could be, but I'm going on what was presented.
Yeah, it's like reality TV. They encourage people to get into. I thought reality TV was real, but at one time as a kid. But when I started getting older, I saw like shows like Flavor of Love and Charm School and how they portrayed black women. You realize and learn, especially the stuff that came out, they were encouraging them to do that.
Yeah.
For ratings. Basketball Wives was the same thing. So, yeah. What was the guy's name too?
They called him Weapon X, and they said that this was that was the name he used online. And he went on this reality show, the Pop the Balloon reality show, and went on there and went back and forth with these women, which was a mistake. And then they went out here and found out his real name, called up his employer 500 times and got him fired. And the whole situation, basically, as I see it, I'm going to go in depth on it in the live stream, why this guy basically messed up his whole career going on this show. And that the mistake was just going on this show.
Yeah. Before we get off, I want to just say, rest in power. I forgot to say this to the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays, the San Francisco Giant, who passed away on Tuesday. One of the greatest baseball players of all time. Can we get a rest in power for Willie Mays?
Yeah, rest in power, Willie Mays. We lost one of the greats of the baseball field.
Yes. Matter of fact, you know, a lot of people may not know this, but Barry Bonds was his godchild.
Wow.
Yeah, his father, Bobby Bonds, who also played for the San Francisco Giants, was a teammate of Willie, I think, in his last years, and they became close friends. So, yeah, so Barry Bonds, and I want to share this with y'all. I'm just looking at this on X on the timeline, and they already have this video. This is interesting about Reggie Jackson and how he had to encounter racism. So hold on, I want to listen to this. This is interesting.
How emotional is it for you to come back to a play that you played with one of the greatest teams around?
Alex, when people ask me a question like that, it's like coming back here is not easy. The racism that I played here, when I played here, the difficulty of going through different places where we traveled. Fortunately, I had a manager and I had players on the team that helped me get through it. But I wouldn't wish it on anybody. People said to me today, I spoke, and they said, you think you're a better person. You think you you won when you played here in Concord. I said, you know, I would never want to do it again. I walked into restaurants and they would point at me and said, the nigger can't eat here. I would go to a hotel and they say, the nigger can't stay here. We went to Charlie Finley's country club for a welcome home dinner and they pointed me out with the N-word. He can't come in here. Finley marched the whole team out. Finally, they let me in there. He said, we're going to go to the diner and eat hamburgers. We'll go where we're wanted. Fortunately, I had a manager, Johnny McNamara, that if I couldn't eat in the place, nobody would eat. We'd get food to travel. If I couldn't stay in a hotel, they'd drive to the next hotel and find a place where I could stay. Had it not been for Raleigh Fingers, Johnny McNamara, Dave Duncan, Joe and Sharon Rudy, I slept on their couch 3-4 nights a week for about a month and a half. Finally, they were threatened that they would burn our apartment complex down unless I got out. I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
That's a baseball great. Reggie Jackson. He was talking to A-Rod, yeah. So it's chilling a counter of what Reggie had to go through as a baseball player. Yeah, I imagine what Willie Mays had to go through, what Satchel Paige and those guys had to go through. Yeah, Reggie played for the I remember him for the Yankees. And then we have this tether, race.
Reparations from slavery and black victimization is about to be shoved down our throats for the most wretched holiday in America. BLM raised
Can't even speak English.
What did they do for black lives? It is outrageous to see people asking for reparations, even though they never went into slavery.
Man.
These ungrateful people should be celebrated because they were born in the greatest nation to ever exist. Here's a tip. If you don't like America, finally, get the fuck out.
You first. Valentina Gomez. Yeah, this is a real racist piece of crap. Yeah, she's from Colombia.
Where the passport bros want to go.
She should go back to the sewers of Colombia, see if they welcome you. Drink plenty of coffee. Fuck. All right. Shawn, anything else?
No, that's about it. Unless everybody wants to hear about the SJS Direct 2024 catalog. All the books are available in paperback and Kindle format. And you can get the books of the SJS Direct 2024 catalog, such as John Haynes' Illuminati, ISIS, Dark Incubus, and Esteem Horror in the Hamptons. You can find all 3 of those books on Amazon.com in paperback and on digital format at digital online booksellers like Draft to Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target.
All right. That sounds great, Shawn. This has been another exciting edition, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you please donate to the Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. As you know, YouTube doesn't monetize my channel, so any gifts or donations are appreciated. I need you all to smash up the likes. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. I'll see y'all in the next one. Ebony K. Williams. Danielle said, did you hear about Ebony K. Williams? What about her?
Did 2 videos on her being pregnant as a single mom. She's basically the new Cynthia G. And I go in depth of that on a video that's on right now and one that's coming up on Sunday.
Yeah, I already knew about her. She thinks she's the blessed. She's gone in by herself. She's gone in by herself. She's in for a rude awakening.
Yeah.
I bet it's a girl.
it's a girl, and in 13 years, she's going to regret ever having that girl.
The girl going to be raised like her mama.
Yeah. And when she get around these junior high school boys, she's going to wish she had that father in that child's life.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this thing up. Shawn, thank you again.
Great. Thank you for having me on.
It's been a great live stream, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, Tylene. B1 Beauty Supply, CC. We got. So I'm going to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, kindly, especially my family in LA, they aren't like us. I'll see y'all in the next one. Be one, be safe, and be blessed. Peace, family.